Here.
Ms. Carbo? Here. Mr. King?
Here.
And Joanne is out of town. You have a one.
Thank you. Next, we have the approval of the minutes from the June 9th, 2011 meeting. I think everybody has a copy of that in front of you. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Move that they be accepted as presented.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Get these copies signed.
Although in Carolyn,
Huh?
Chairman?
Oh, these are extras.
Just want to report briefly that I've served with TL on the MCADQ nominating committee, and I think TL will go into what she can go into during the MCADQ report. One thing I noticed is that we have a lot of applicants for positions with MCADQ, and so I think that's a good thing. There are people that are interested in participating. And one of the things I think we want to do is make sure that our board members that are interested volunteer for committees at NCADQ. So I think those that are interested, maybe we can get a letter put together and send it up there. Because the more people that participate, the more we understand what's going on, and the more we can share back with our membership. This weekend, I'm going to CETA training, which is in Grand Rapids, and that's the Council for Interior Design Accreditation, formerly FIDER. And this is the group that actually visits the schools and accredits the programs. So I've been kind of on a hiatus since I was working, since I was doing work with MCADQ. But when I first visited, we in October. And of course, they never send us to any of the schools in our locale. So it's always somebody, it'll never be LSU or never any of the schools.
That's a good thing for you.
No, they don't send you any place where you might have a conflict with local people. So I think I'm going to Kentucky or something in October. And I'll report back about the new CETA standards and training after this weekend, because they do have the new 2011 standards that we'll be trained on. The other exciting thing, and I believe LSU won this last year, is the NCADQ IDEC video competition. Right? Wasn't it?
Yes, we won first place.
And LSU won this last year. This year, the competition, last year the competition focused on how is the public's health, safety, and welfare protection enhanced by the skills of fully prepared healthcare interior design practitioners. That's a mouthful. That was the project statement last year. So this year, the committee, of which I'm a member, is going to pursue how the welfare of the public is protected through or how the economic aspect of welfare is protected by the trained interior designer. So we're brainstorming right now how we can flesh that out a little bit more so the students have something to work with in the competition. And the video competition is open to schools internationally, because the first year the group that won it was actually a group out of Japan. And so we were really pleased when LSU won it last year. And hopefully we'll get a lot of participation from the other schools in Louisiana, not just LSU. So we'll have to make sure that Lafayette knows this. The videos were wonderful last year, so we're looking forward to that again this year. And just the last thing on my agenda is that we have a small task force looking at updating the rules and regulations, which we talked about at the last meeting, and I believe it's Carolyn, Karen, and Anna on that task force. And hopefully we can all look through the rules and regs and make sure that we've got them all up to date, and we can talk about them and flesh them out and act on that in October. So if you guys can look at that and make sure that we're up to date on everything, and then we'll address that in October. And I think that's all I had to report.
Sam, how you doing?
Fine, how are you?
I'd like to thank you all for allowing us to attend the meeting. Let's have a question on the chairman's report. At our meeting, LALB meeting we were informed that we were a threat or somewhat of security being here.
No, there's no threat. I mean, we really, that's not really on the agenda as far as discussion of that. If you guys want to talk about that after the meeting, you know, TL and I would be happy to stay, but, you know, this is not part of the agenda. So,
Okay. Could we possibly, in one meeting, add this item to the agenda for the board?
I think you can send it in. That's perfectly, you know.
Okay, I just want to make sure
Yeah.
you know,
That's,
I thank you very much.
we were welcome. And anyway, if we can continue. Administrative report, Sandy?
I don't really have much to report. Our office move logistically has been held up with state leasing, and they're trying to iron out some details, so I don't have a move date as of yet. And
Do we have to be out of here at a certain time?
my understanding is the end of the month, August 31st. Now, I don't know if that means that we have to have a commitment to go someplace else by that date, or if we have to physically be moved out. I don't know, because there are other offices in the building that aren't state agencies, so they're going to be given a certain amount of time to move out.
Do we have to notify the landlord? Or?
Well, the landlord's the one who asked us to move, so we don't have to notify
No,
him.
but I mean that we won't make 31st, the 31st, if we're not.
That is not us, that's the realtor and the state and the landlord are all, we're pretty much out of it. It's them that are dealing.
Okay, so there's
They
nothing
just-
we need to
they
act
just-
on.
No, they just call me and tell me when it's time to go. There's nothing we can do.
And you have a mover lined up?
That's not us either.
That's all
That's
them.
the realtor and the guy that owns the building now. It's realtor.
So there's nothing we need to do to prepare for this?
Nothing, we're not even packing.
Excellent.
That's because we are moving before the final notice, is that right?
We're moving.
Maybe before our lease is
Leases
up.
up.
We're moving because, yes, before our lease is up, so the gentleman who owns the building now has to pay to relocate us. Yeah. I'll keep you updated. Also, at the last auctioneers board meeting, I asked the board about the potential of you guys sharing office furniture with them until which time you were able to get your own. And they overwhelmingly just said that if you guys would split the cost of office chairs for the new conference table, that you could use their space. So I think that that's,
What did we end up with? We had two choices that we were looking at. The chairs. How much is the cost on that?
we're looking at less than $500 for each board. That's all I have to report.
Okay, we'll keep us posted on that so we know where we're going next. Legal report, Anna Dow.
All right, disciplinary report you'll see is attached to your packet. Mine is in between the financial and the minutes. The disciplinary committee met and made these recommendations to the board for posting files. You will see that it's Moss and it's Farina, I believe is how it's pronounced. They were advertising hospitalities for two individuals who had just graduated from ULL, right?
Yes.
And basically they didn't realize they couldn't do this. So they agreed that they would not take any action, no practice until such time as they were licensed. They submitted the signed form letter that we have, agreed to do so, and then they updated their website to notify people they're only doing residential at this time. The second is Enid Harvey, which is a little more interesting. Enid is a franchisee of Decorating Den. As you know, that's a franchise nationwide. Local Decorating Den people have been very cooperative over the years and refer to themselves as interior decorators. However, with the Practice Act, basically, they have been advertising light commercial on their website. They are in the Shreveport area. After we notified her that she could not do commercial practice in the state of Louisiana, we asked her just to change her website showing that she could only do residential in Louisiana. Now, she can do commercial practice in the state of Texas, and she also had the franchise for East Texas as well as Shreveport. So She has changed her website. Sandy went on and checked it to make sure. She did send us a letter in which she said she does not have total control on the website. That comes from the main office for Decorating Den. So she did talk to them. They have changed it. I just wanted to make y'all aware of the fact that Decorating Den does have a nationwide, presence, and that we're working with them on a local level. But again, I would encourage some of the national organizations perhaps to get involved and see if we can work out some of these rough spots so that they will understand where they can practice and where they have to have a license to practice. But again, we're recommending closure because she has agreed and has changed her website
So do we need a motion
to close both of
to
these.
close both of the cases? Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, ma'am.
That's all I have.
Disciplinary call.
It's not set up yet, but it'll happen right before the October 14th.
New business, budget report, Mr. King.
You have in front of you the statement from the office showing our income and outgo. And since we're in the early part of our fiscal year, it's impossible to really show much except what's going out, and very little coming in. But we're in good financial condition. So are there any questions? Do I hear a recommendation that the report be accepted?
I move to accept the
Finance, second?
Second.
Any discussion on that? This takes into account the CEU that we're having in Shreveport. right?
Well, the budget numbers do, yes, but
Yeah.
not the expenses and income is not in there yet.
Right. And we're still getting comments from the CEU that was held in New Orleans earlier this year about how much the licensees appreciated the reduced fees, particularly this year given the economy. So I think it'll be equally well accepted when it gets to Shreveport.
We have a new venue this year.
Okay, where's that going to be,
We're going to talk
Bob?
about that in our CEU report.
Okay, excuse me.
Bob, do you have anything else?
Huh?
Do you have anything else to add
No.
to your financial report? Thank you very much. Okay. We
Yes,
did.
I have a motion from Karen Hazel, seconded by Karen Carpenter.
We just need to vote.
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Review of applications for licensed interior designer status, and it looks like we only have one today.
We have one, and Deborah Warner. She graduated from LSU in 1978. She was previously licensed with this board, but I think she was out of state or something. But anyways,
She moved to DC.
Okay, she moved to DC. Okay, so y'all know her, or you know her at least. So she's back and is requesting that her license, that she have a license here in the state. She's submitted everything that's required, and here's her file for anybody that wants to see it. So please.
When was the last time she was licensed?
I'm sorry. I
Some time ago.
I looked it up, and it's
It's about 10 years
10
ago
years ago.
here.
Yeah, I want to say at least.
That's about when she left. She left when I came.
When she
Wait,
graduated from
13.
LSU.
Yeah, it was sometime during the 90s, I remember, but I don't remember the exact year.
She still had a transfer from LSU.
They do keep them
Yeah,
on
they do keep
file
them on
forever.
file.
What's funny is if you look back through some of the the original files and you find handwritten transcripts,
Yes,
that's just crazy.
okay, yeah.
Even mine came typed.
These are tight.
It's typed.
No, I found a handwritten one the other day.
I'm surprised we don't have more applicants this time.
Well,
This time of year.
Yeah.
the October, well, end of October, beginning of November, NCIDQ had several applicants, but only one that completed all 3 sections.
So, in other words, after October, we may have more to come in.
That finish up there.
And finish up there and say.
Because we're in that awkward stage between February and October.
Yeah.
She's got her own business in New Orleans now.
Well, it says she's looking for Studio W, right? I just had an intern there.
Not right now, she's not.
That's what it says, the present.
Oh, okay. She didn't put it on the first page as her place of employment.
No, but I noticed the address, that's what, because I think I had an intern there.
Okay. Okay.
Of course, I've never heard of Atlanta Street.
I don't know. Do you know Karen?
Yeah, she taught at LSU for a while. Oh.
That's where I recognize the name.
Yeah. I knew the name, but I just didn't remember exactly where it was from.
That was before you were there?
But she was well regarded.
Hey, Bob, if you could take a quick look and then I'll ask for a motion.
You guys, I forgot. Well, these are the applicants for the award you guys looked at last time, but we're gonna be
Voting
deciding
today.
today. So if you need to just, again, review and see who. Well, you're recused, so why are you looking? Bless you. You don't look cute.
That's good.
Such a technical term. She has a conflict of interest.
Yeah, I would think.
She does not get to comment on either applicant.
So Bob, are you ready to make a motion? Bob?
It's not that interesting.
Are we ready to make a motion on
Just
double
about.
He drove 4 hours to get here. He can look at that file as long as he wants.
True.
It's a long haul.
Well, while what our next, tell me again where our next building is? I forgot.
Where our next,
Our office location.
Sherwood and Corsi.
Yes.
I move that we accept that young lady.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve the application of Deborah Warner. Do we have a second?
I second it.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. The next item of business is the Dan Bulleney Award. The recipient is to be chosen today. And we have, how many applicants? Two applicants. And who are they from, Stan?
They're both from LSU, which is why TL is not going to say anything.
Have you talked to anybody at the university?
I emailed back and forth with them, and like TL, they were up till the end trying to twist people's arms.
Yeah.
and-
I mean, Brian and I have talked. It's just nice him to do that.
What about tests? We haven't heard anything from Zach or?
Well, all the emails that I sent to TL, Brian, I also sent to, what's her name, Susan? Stephanie.
Carlisle.
Stephanie Carlisle, yeah.
Would it be worthwhile for us to make a presentation at the school? Would that make any difference?
I've contacted them. I am gonna go visit those schools. So,
Maybe I can go with you.
yeah, that would be good. Let's do that.
Depending on the timing, maybe I can go as well. Because I think we need to encourage more applicants. We do.
Mhm.
I mean, this is a very prestigious award, and you know, I think we should get a little bit more.
Some of the
attention.
students need to be more excited about winning this award, or at least well informed.
And we put this on the website, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was that one last year?
It was from UL.
Ellen Ware.
Because that was the last presentation, his parents drove in and.
Oh, that was the first year.
That was
the first year, Stephen Knight, and he's now in Chicago? Is that where he is?
I think he was in California now.
Well, he was in California, but his partner works for the movie theater, or the movie company that did Twilight, so he just got Goodrich. And then when he left town, they went together to LA, but I think right now they're in Chicago. So our interior designer is now building props for movies. But he said that all of the construction documents and all of that stuff that he had worked on is really helping.
When did we notify?
By September 1st, end of August.
How are we gonna vote?
Secretly? We'll have a little discussion
Which
about
one
each
did you
one.
see, Carolyn?
I saw that one.
I didn't see that.
I did not see
Let me
that.
give you this one while Bob's looking at that one.
Didn't we write on a piece of paper last time?
I think
Yeah,
we
we
did.
For the final vote, but I think the discussion. Yeah,
Yeah, no, everything has to be.
yeah, the
On the
discussion and then the vote.
No, I mean, right, but we did do that.
Didn't we? I don't think so. I think we voted.
We did though.
Yeah.
Well,
On paper.
yeah, it was last year was a unanimous.
Yeah.
You guys were very,
Mhm.
the two applicants were on far spectrums.
Does it have to be on the record what I vote or she votes, who she votes for?
I thought it was, I
No,
thought
it
we
doesn't.
did.
Why does it? No?
It has to be a voice vote.
So someone make a motion
Well, let's have a discussion first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was just thinking, I mean, if it's. Those people were there, you don't want to hurt their feelings. If they were here.
Not here though.
I'm just saying if they were, I mean, why couldn't you do it that way? I mean, that's not.
Public double means law says that you have to do everything by voice vote.
Okay.
Oh, we're not gonna say anything bad, I mean, we're just
I
gonna
know, I'm just.
point out the best.
No, they're both great.
Yeah.
They're
Exactly.
both
So-
wonderful.
Yeah. so
It's
they
hard to
probably would all
choose.
like to
I
listen
just, you
to
just
what
feel
we have to
bad,
say.
no, because you have to pick one.
Right.
Can we pick two?
Can we pick two? And their style is so different.
I know.
Really, really different. And just judge on the merits.
Is that another one?
Oh.
No, she did, did you see both of them?
I saw both of them.
I saw one.
And they had to have letters of reference, how many?
Yes, two. They each have in their packets their application, their resume, and then they have two letters of recommendation from either a professor, an interior designer, or someone they've worked with, or a professor. So two letters, and then their LSU transcripts. So like this person, for example, Frances, she's got two professors.
Why don't you give us the names? Those names would be good.
Yes, we've got Francie Abel, is that how she says it?
Is she the
And-
senior?
Christine Diggs.
Christine Diggs, yes, it's
They-
required that they're.
They both graduated.
Did they end up staying in Louisiana?
So. I guess, now, didn't
Francie-
Francie get a job? Doesn't she has a job?
She's, well, on here, she's working at the Mellow Mushroom
Oh.
in Burbank.
Is that a restaurant?
Tom's
It's
in
a
right?
restaurant.
Yeah.
Is that
That was a
furniture place? Where did she do
Now
her?
now I have to say this though, she was way on top of the ball. She submitted her application back in, that was since in May.
Yeah.
So I mean, a
Where-
lot could have changed
Where did
since.
she do her internship? She had,
What should be on her resume? Let's see.
yeah.
Interior design intern in Bangkok,
Yes, she's going to Thailand.
Wow.
P49 design.
They had a wonderful Francie Abel. We had two students go to Thailand and work for a firm that had architecture, landscape, and interior design. Of course, they went right when it was riding, so they had a hard time getting in. But it was they set it up, arranged everything.
How did they make contact with the firm there?
The principal of the firm was an LSU grad, but not in interior design, but I think in landscape architecture, and that's how they made the original. It was a friend, knew somebody.
That must have been really interesting.
Were the problems, given the scenarios to those students?
There is not you mean for the competition?
Yes.
They just submit projects that they've done, and I think both of these probably submitted some of their senior project. They have a senior capstone project, which is an individual project. They propose it in the fall and do the research, and then they do it in the spring. They probably submitted samples of other work though, so they have other projects so that they don't do a special thing. Now, they could do the same, be in the same class studio sometime and do the same projects, or not. you know, but, I mean, anywhere, whether they're at LSU or ULL or Louisiana Tech, they're gonna cover the same kinds of objectives, you know, over the course of their,
Well, I just wondered if they were given, if each individual was given the same scenario for them to create the answer to the solving the problem. And evidently not.
There isn't
We
one.
do not
Just
give
ask for a
them,
portfolio, right?
we just
Right.
ask them for a portfolio. And the reason for that was back when you guys were talking about in developing the award, there was a lot of discussion on, and I think it was TL specifically who said, if you give them a special project, they're not gonna do it. So let them use something that they're already doing and don't make it extra
Well,
work for them.
what I meant
So,
was the project included in their curriculum for the year? That's what was normally done when we were having the competition from the schools presenting to the board, and then we're taken to a national meeting. The project was given them.
well, you're right, but for this scholarship, we don't have a specific project. They can choose projects that they've done during their academic career, which is.
right, we just tell them to submit a portfolio of their work. And we tell them what size, the no bigger than, and we give them a sheet
Yeah, well,
size,
I knew that.
and no more than so many pages, so
But I
that they
had-
don't give us everything they've ever done.
Is it also provided on disk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
And where
electronic.
did, Christine did, oh, that's right.
Oh, shoot,
I
Debbie's got
have
it.
Christine. Oh, yeah.
And she did, and her resume, is she
networks.
working somewhere now, and where,
Yeah, her application's in there.
She's working.
Somewhere in that stack. Probably her resume would be with us. Got it. Research assistant at LSU, August through present.
Selected by professor to assist in grant-funded analysis of daylighting in local vernacular architecture. Cool.
yeah, they're working at Magnanimous.
It says that she's also at the same time through present an intern for Marino Signature Homes in Mandeville.
This is very difficult. These are two excellent portfolios and resumes. I guess we couldn't get two, huh?
Look at me.
I'm looking at Bob.
Well, does that
No.
diminish the
Not now.
special
No, I think
character
we- yeah,
of
we
the
gotta pick
award?
one.
I think we gotta pick one.
All right.
Welcome to my world.
What's her resume?
Life is full of choices.
Now, how about if I read this to you and maybe this will help you?
Okay.
Let me get to the part. Applicants for the Bellini Award will be judged for academic superiority, extracurricular participation, and outstanding personal qualities and character. So it's not all on the portfolio.
No, yeah. It's the full person.
It's the full person, right? That's what Dan wanted, the full person. So that's why on the recommendations,
Well, can you just go over like
Their resume?
their
what each one
recommendations.
has?
Do you want to see their recommendations from their professors and
Well, I
such?
saw that, but
Look at the
extracurricular
resumes,
activities.
this is Francie's resume.
So you want to read her
just other extracurricular.
Yes.
June 2009, volunteered with Habitat for Humanity in New Orleans. And honors, she had May 2011, both fall semester senior project and capstone project presented for CETA accreditation renewal. Nominated by LSU Interior Design Department for LSU celebrating undergraduate research for senior capstone. Invited by faculty to present fall semester project to Frost Barber. May 2010 TOPS Honor Award. Maintained Scholarship Award for 4 years at LSU. May 2011 LSU Centennial Award. Maintained Scholarship Award for 4 years at LSU. December 2007 Chancellor Student Aid Job Scholarship. Employed at the Continuing Education Office. And then August of 2007 Cincinnati Scholarship Award, University of Cincinnati College of Design, Architecture, and Art.
Okay, you can read this.
Okay, for Christine. Activities, LSU College of Art and Design at-large representative for interior design, international, so IIDA student member, LSU Service Learning Student Advisory Council, interior design student organization member, Louisiana Watercolor Society member, honors the Dixon Smith Scholarship in Interior Design, the Scott Barrett Scholarship in Interior Design, Chancellor's List for 1 year, Dean's List for 2 years, Chancellor's Scholarship 2 years, the Louisiana Watercolor Society International Exhibition Jury Entry, Covington Three Rivers Art Festival Juried Entry, and Fleur de Lis for Kids Public Installation sponsored by For Kids Foundation in New Orleans.
You know, it's really astounding that these are students in school and have accomplished all this, right? They've just graduated.
Yes.
Now, Christine graduated with a 4.0. Her overall 3.9. Interior design 4.0 is what it says on her resume.
Christine is the research assistant.
Yes. And Francine, she has a cumulative of 3.26.
Well, I mean, they are excellent in all areas. Any comments on
I don't know where to begin.
Well, you know, I think one of the things is that, you know, Christine is a research assistant doing an analysis of daylight in local vernacular architecture. I think she's working on an important project at present. And so I think maybe the scholarship would help to encourage her.
That's over though.
She's done with that?
Yeah, that was a grant
Mm.
that the faculty person got,
No,
and she had 2 students help her.
the one she's holding is the 4.0. This
Which
one
is
is the
Christine.
3.26
Kind of
overall.
tend towards Christine. I do too, but I just think it was better. I don't know if itself was just too small, I can't see, but that one looks a little more colorful. Style I like and colorful, and I thought maybe too, just a little more well thought out in the design of the space. It would take it to another step. Yeah. That one's just a little more
That is a
simplified.
beautiful watercolor.
That's both of them. And that just was a fraction. I mean, they're just good, but I guess Christine got my vote. If I had to vote. Me too.
Karen?
I agree. Bob? We voted.
We seem to be looking at Christine as the awardee. So we'd like your opinion.
Now, I'll tell you one other thing too, not that this is a criteria or not, but Christine submitted hers back in February because she was like way on the ball. And Francie's was like a couple of days before the deadline.
Christine is the one that.
Christine is the one that, with the watercolors that y'all are talking about.
And the 4.0 is
And the
beautiful.
4.0.
She doesn't have it.
It says on her resume, graduated with 4.0 GPA. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, let me say this. Okay, wait. At Nunez Community College, she graduated with a 4.0. At LSU, it says current GPA 3.9.
Gee.
What
happened?
That's not much
She really
difference.
blew it.
Round up.
So what are you thinking, Bob?
What am I thinking? Frankly, I'm leaning to this one. I don't know how anybody else feels.
No, that's what
That's the one,
okay.
that's, yeah, we
Okay,
just were talking about the edge, that just a little.
The,
So do
uh,
we need a
little
motion
more.
on this? Yes, please.
Yes.
and it's not just the watercoloring part of it. I was looking at the floor plans and how it
Space
flowed
flow
and how
interact.
it would operate during the actual operation of the facility.
That was a little more.
And it seemed to me like that it was solved better than the other individual.
So you're not just picking it because it's pretty?
Mm-mm. I
I
was looking at the
I was
floor plan.
interested
very
in
intricate.
finding out, do you know why this individual over here got interested in alternative medicine?
Who? You?
This one?
Francie,
Uh-huh.
Not me.
in alternative medicine, what was her,
An alternative medicine, because that was, one of her projects was a clinic that used homeopathic medicine and acupuncture and alternative, that's what I'm talking about, alternative medicine.
yes,
It's just
yes.
interesting that a student,
And she picked that project, that was her senior project,
was it,
yeah.
well, it just would be, it's interesting that she would pick something like that, and especially since she was the one that you said, was she one of the ones that went to the Orient?
Yes, she was
Okay.
Yes.
And so she really got a
She has
full
global
smattering
vision, yeah.
of that type of medicine, which is, it really is not being accepted in our country like it should be.
So Bob, do you want to make a motion to,
I'll make a motion to accept this one as the winner.
Christine, do we have a second? Any more discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Anybody
Right.
disagree with me, good.
No, we were actually
Oh,
agreeing with
yeah.
you while you were still reviewing.
Yeah, you didn't realize they had already chosen her.
Okay.
So we're glad you're not a spot. We know you're.
Oh!